Right, hello from school. Everyone say hello.
Hello.
I thought I'd do another story time, including the children at school with you guys at home. So this book is called The Vanishing Rainforest. Does anyone want to make a prediction based on the cover of this book about what it's going to be about?
So the book is called The Vanishing Rainforest, and it isn't really vanishing. It's just like it's like deforestation.
Deforestation. Does anyone else think that agree with that? Yeah.
Well, I think that it but I think that people, they're just going to keep cutting it down until it vanishes.
Okay, so we think it's going to be about the rainforest. Does anyone know any big rainforests in the world? Yeah. Amazon rainforest. So it might be about the Amazon rainforest. So let's start. Ooh, this picture has a creature on the front. Does anyone know the name of this creature yet?
I was about to say
Very slow moving. Yes? A sloth. Yeah, some people call them sloths, but it's a sloth. Okay. Ooh, and this one, I wonder if anyone knows what bird that is. When I was on my honeymoon in Costa Rica, we saw some of these. They're very cool. Yeah?
endangered toucans.
Toucan, yeah, toucans. Are they endangered? I didn't know that. Rainforest walked lazily through the rainforest towards the river, sucking her favourite wild berries. At the water's edge, she washed her sticky hands. The muddy water hurried past her to join the world's largest river, the Amazon. Rainforest heard a noise. It sounded like an insect close to her ear, but it came from the distant riverbank. When all the buzzing stopped, the treetops moved, and one of the tallest trees fell. She hurried home and told her mother what she had seen. "Child, it is the Nabi. You heard the machine they used to cut the trees." Rainforest nodded. The Nabi were white people, strangers. They had come to take away her rainforest. So we can see Nemer here, and she suddenly heard the sound of the machines that are cutting down the rainforest. As the sun set, Rainforest's uncle, Maua, returned to the Yano, the round house which all families shared. So we have a look at that there. The round house. He proudly carried his new machete and wore a bright red t-shirt. Who knows what a machete is? Yeah?
Yeah, used to cut down trees.
So it's a very sharp, big knife, almost like a sword even. And they would be using them in the rainforest to cut down trees. Rainforest's father asked where he got such precious things. "From the Nabi," he replied. "Brother, you are helping the Nabi who are cutting down our trees?" Oh dear, not very impressed. "These people are powerful," Maua replied angrily. "They have guns. They can kill us before we get close enough to hit them with an arrow. If we give them what they want, they will reward us. If we don't help them, they will take it away." Then everyone started talking at once and arguing. So what are they saying there? What's the argument between the family? So he's got a new red t-shirt and a new machete, and the people, Nabi people who are cutting down the rainforest, gave it to him. Yeah.
So I think that the one with the red t-shirt,
Yeah. Uncle Maua, yeah?
the uncle, because they got in an argument, so the reason why they're arguing, the uncle is now working with the people who are cutting down their rainforest where they're living, and they need it to live, otherwise they can be.
And how's he justified the fact that he's doing that? What's he said about that. He said they have to help the Nabi, or what will happen? What do they think? What are they scared of happening if they don't help them? Yeah. Yeah, they are scared because they have, what do they have? Yeah? They have guns, and these guys, the people who live in the rainforest, only have arrows. So, not sure what to do here. Oh, this is a great illustration. So this is one of the people who lives in the rainforest, one of the tribe. Stop! Her grandfather's shout made Rainforest jump. Everyone went quiet. I have travelled far and I have seen the Nabi cutting down trees, destroying our world. If we help them, we make our own ruin. Maua defended himself. The forest will return. We will make clearings too for growing bananas and cassava. When we move on, trees soon cover our gardens. No, the old man stopped him. We make small clearings, but when the Nabi come, they take away every tree. When all the trees have gone, the animals die. It is the animals that spread the seeds of the trees. No animals, no forest. No forest, no food. Then we will all starve. So what are they saying will happen? What are they worried about? Yeah.
That they will die if there were no trees and they will not be able to breathe.
Well, yeah, all the trees. And what did they say the animals have a special job of doing? Yeah.
Like planting seeds everywhere?
Spreading seeds, yeah. And you can see this illustration of the deforestation. It's quite horrible. Start that again. Oh dear, what else is happening in the rainforest? Yeah.
Forest fires and bush fires.
Fires. I wonder if the Nabi started the fire. Let's see. Rainforest's grandfather was right. To grow their plants, the farmers cut down trees and set fire to the forest. They soon moved on, but the trees did not grow back. The fires scared away the forest animals. Peccaries used to be common once, but after the Nabi came, hunters no longer caught these tasty forest pigs. Many fruit trees had vanished too. Finding enough food took much longer. Sometimes there was nothing at all. That's really sad. Yeah.
Is that pigs? Pigs.
Yeah. So there were pigs living in the rainforest, and now they're endangered. They vanished. The Nabi needed to help. They needed the help of the guides, such as Maua. They offered tools, clothes, and money in exchange. So the Nabi, even though they're coming and destroying the rainforest, they need the tribe people, don't they? For what? Why did they need the help of the tribe people? Yeah. To guide them, yeah.
So they're giving. So the uncle Maui, is that how you say it, or Mawau?
I would say Maua, but
Maua is kind of like a gold digger. He's doing it for the money.
yeah. Well, he thinks cooperating is probably going to be the best thing to do. But afterwards, the farmers only paid the guides half of what they promised. So they promised them money to guide them and then only paid them half. Villagers tried to hunt down the Nabi who had cheated them, but the farmers kept them away with their guns. Then Rainforest met a Nabi who was not like the others. Ooh, not like the others. She was washing when she found when the sound of a motorboat drifted upriver. Rainforest watched from the forest shadows. So here she is, she's washing in this beautiful clear river, and she's heard something. Just have a look at the illustration. So this is the Nabi that she met. Oh, I know. Have a look at this illustration. What can you see she is showing her? She's not giving her chocolate. She is, yes, a mirror. Do you think that the tribe people have seen a mirror before? No, probably not, because they wouldn't have mirrors in their tribe. Everything's made from the plants, and they probably don't have the sorts of technology to make a mirror. A young woman began unloading the boat. Ramayma started to creep away. Wait, don't go! To her surprise, Ramayma could understand the tall blonde woman's words. Take this. The woman held out a shiny square. It reflected Ramayma's face like a puddle, only brighter. So what do we think it is? Were we right? We think it might be a mirror. She asked a lot of... Oh, hold on, where am I? My name is Jane. Do you live near here? Can I meet your family? She asked a lot of questions, said Ramayma's mother later, turning the mirror in her hand. Is this all she gave you? She could see that Ramayma liked Jane, and she told Ramayma's father. He persuaded everyone to gather in the Yano to meet the woman. Do we trust this woman?
Yes.
What do we know about her? Does she speak the same language as the tribespeople?
Yeah.
She does. She could say something that the little girl could understand. So, does that tell us anything?
We won't trust the guy, they won't trust them, her, because in the picture, and she was smiling, with that course, she evil. Yeah.
You're saying that's an evil smile. Well, we'll have to find out more about her. So, here's the illustration. Amazing, look. Over the whole rainforest here. Jane explained that she wanted to learn how forest people use plants to treat disease. But an angry shout interrupted her. You Nabi are all alike. You take what you want, then disappear. Jane's face became as red as Nara Ixie seeds. No, I have come to save the forest and the plants and the animals that live here, she said. The people who are burning the trees do not know the value of what they're destroying. You cannot live here without the forest. This alone is a good enough reason to protect the trees. But the forest plants and creatures you collect could help solve hunger in sick people in other parts of the world. To study them, we must save everything, for every tree or beast depends on all others. We can't do it without your help. You understand the forest. Jane's speech lasted a long time. Afterwards, there was silence. Then one of the tribe elders stood up. Okay, what do you predict the tribe elders are going to say? She's just made a whole speech about how important the rainforest is. Do you think the elders are like the bosses of the tribe? What do we think they're going to say?
I think they're going to say no, because you destroyed our rainforest, and then you only gave us half the money.
Well, it wasn't her necessarily. She's in the rainforest for a different reason, isn't she? What reason is she in the rainforest for? Do you know? What did she say she's doing?
I think she's trying to help the rainforest.
Yeah, she is. She's trying to save the plants before they go extinct, I think. And she's trying to save the rainforest. Now, was she persuasive in her speech, do we think? Was she persuasive? Did she convince the tribe people? Let's see. Very well, he said. We will help you. That's good. The forest people helped Jane with her study for half a year. Soon after she left, Ramayma's brother was playing at warriors with other boys in the garden, throwing himself to the ground as if struck by a poisoned arrow. He shouted playfully, "Yow, I'm dying, but my children will destroy your village and kill your children." Then another boy fell to the ground. At first, everyone laughed, but he did not get up.
He's dead.
He just lay among the plantain trees, covered in sweat. Oh no! There they were all playing, and then, oh dear. I'm so cold, he shivered. They carried him back to his hammock in the Yano, and his mother, Bahimi, asked a shaman to cure him. The old healer paced around the hammock, calling on the spirits causing the illness to leave the boy's body. So he's not very well, this boy. So he's not very well. Oh, afterwards the shaman said he has malaria. Hands up if you've heard of malaria before. So yeah, that's spread by mosquitoes. Until we mixed with the Nabi, we never caught this sickness. To cure him, you need to collect bitter vine bark. So they need to collect some bark. Oh dear, do you think they're going to be able to collect the bark? Why not? Yeah?
Looks like deforestation.
I think they might have a trouble because where the bark was, there's now kind of a wasteland, isn't there? All of the trees have been cut down, there might have been fires there. Very, very different to the rainforest at the beginning of the story. Rainforest went to look for the vine bark with Bahimi. After 2 days walking along the shady forest trails, they neared the place where the vines grew, but something wasn't right. Smoke in the air made Rainforest cough. Half an hour later, they stepped out from the trees into the brilliant sunlight. The forest was gone. Imagine that. Imagine living your whole life in the rainforest like that, and one day you just walk out and that is all that's left. Imagine, that must be really, really hard. Yeah?
How did that happen?
Well, how do you think it happened? We had machines, we have fires, deforestation, yeah? The ground was burned black as far as they could see. Bahimi wept. What does wept mean? Wept. Yeah.
It's like crying.
Crying, yeah. Now her son would have to get better without the vine bark to help him. When at last the boy recovered, Rainforest bought him flowers and his mother painted his body with red dye. Interesting, I wonder why. You are well again, she told him, but the wounds in our village cannot heal. She was right. Perhaps the young men who wanted change would have argued forever with the tribal elders, but a few weeks later, an Indian leader visited the village. He was famous. People spoke his name with quiet respect. Rakomi is coming. Like the villagers, Rakomi belonged to the Yanomami tribe, and he wore shoes and worked for the government in the city. Rakomi had not forgotten the battles he once fought against the Nabe farmers and miners. Rainforest shivered when she saw the scars on his body. When Rakomi spoke to the grown-ups of the village, Rainforest listened too. Does anyone have any predictions of what Rakomi's going to say? He's going to say what happened or ask what happened? Not sure, that's fine. Yeah? Okay, let's see. Swinging gently in a hammock, Rakomi spoke quietly. Interesting. So he's a very important person. He's a wise person. He's sitting in a hammock speaking quietly. It kind of makes me think that character is very confident and knows everyone's going to listen to him. There doesn't have to be a fight between tradition and progress. Not everyone outside the forest wants to destroy it. Rainforest saw her father nod. Some Nabe love the forest. You know all about Jane, who came to study healing plants. There are also tourists who want to visit the forest because it's home to half of the world's living things. Another voice spoke in a low chant. An old warrior repeated, "My bow will kill them." Oh dear. So he's saying, not everyone from outside the forest is bad, but suddenly somebody's saying, my bow will kill them. What do they mean, bow? Yeah?
Like something that shoots arrows.
Yeah, exactly. So a weapon. The other villagers calmed the old man, and Rakomi went on. Tourists could stay near the village, but not close enough to disturb the life in the Arno. We could show them the forest. Their money would pay for education and better health care, and for the government to keep Nabe farmers away. Eventually, everyone agreed, even Maua. That's the uncle that wasn't sure at all. Oh, good. What's this illustration hinting at? Yeah? You think, well, the child got better a long time ago, but what about the rainforest? Yeah? It's making me think that. Look, he looks quite happy, doesn't he? A few months later, Ramema's uncle, uncle set off briskly from the Arno. Where are you going, Maua? Asked Ramema. I'm off to find Yao Nihi trees for the visitor's house, he replied. But uncle, we already have plenty of logs. Ha, but we'll need stronger wood for the roof beams, and I know just where to find the trees. With that, Maua swaggered off into the forest, swinging his machete. That's that big knife. Ramema turned back into the clearing where the villagers were lifting the first posts for the new tourist hut. The project was bringing harmony back to the village. Ramema was just thinking about this when she smelt a strong, musky odour. What's an odour? And she heard a scuffle. Yep. So an odour is a smell. I wonder what she's smelling. A strong, musky odour and heard a scuffle. That could only mean one thing. She raced back to the Arno. Quick, fetch your bows, everybody. The peccaries have come back. So that's one of the animals that had disappeared when the deforestation was bad. They've come back. What does that tell you? What does that tell you about the rainforest now? It's got a bit better. Yeah, the rainforest has got better. Right. And that's the end of the story. So, the vanishing rainforest. What do you think about that story? What's it made you kind of think or feel? How does that make you feel? Anyone? Yeah, maybe. Well, I think there are good things going on in the rainforest to try and save it. But yeah, I agree that we could do more, and this is inspiring. Anybody else? What kind of themes would you say are in this book? Would you say it's about friendship? Not really. Would you say it's about bravery? Would you say it's about what kind of thing do you think it's about? Yeah?
War.
War? Is there any war? I mean, a war between deforestation and saving the rainforest. Yeah? Adventure? I mean, whose adventure was it? I'm not sure it's an adventure story. Yeah?
It's more like a travel story. Like traveling to the river to go get some stuff to eat.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Most of those people were in the rainforest anyway, so they didn't have to travel. But I know what you mean. Yeah? Suffering. I agree. That's a really good one. Suffering is like going through hard times. The people of the rainforest really had a tough time, didn't they? I agree. Okay, well done everyone. And say goodbye to the people at home, or hello, goodbye. Just with your voices.
Hello.
And happy Friday.